be discussing the Boys Season 5, Episode 8, a little review for the finale. I finished watching it maybe an hour ago. Been trying to, I guess, gather my thoughts on it. So I started watching The Boys, I think it was like Season 3. That was when I kind of hopped on the hype train. But I digress. With this episode, spoiler warning, obviously for like the entire series and the finale. Obviously, episode starts with Frenchie's funeral. It's kind of interesting tone that they approached. It wasn't really as melancholic. It was more so like humorous. It's definitely playing into that dark comedy, which I guess you know realistically it's what Frenchie would have wanted. I don't think the somber aspect would have been how he'd have wanted to be remembered in that regard. But yeah, Frenchie's funeral, it was neat. They figured out that Kimiko is able to use the blast that Soldier Boy has access to with the radiation and whatnot. She hit Sage with it because Sage was rage baiting her pretty much. Sage lost her powers, got stupid, and then dipped. I kind of don't like that. I really wish we got like a different type of payoff with Sage. I almost wanted to see her die. Truthfully. But I mean she got her happy ending, and that's kind of a prominent theme in the finale, with I mean the exception of a couple characters, is like happy endings. Overall, it was a much more happier finale than I had anticipated for the Boys, which is, you know, not particularly bad, but so yeah, they figure out Kimiko has the blast. They use the blueprints they acquired for the White House. They go storm the White House. They pretty much get ambushed. Everyone prepared for them. I forgot it's Ripburst. Yeah, they prepared for him. Ashley had a full-on little character arc of her own. Like her arc pretty much completed. She was able to, I guess, overcome her fear. She let the boys in after they were getting ambushed. They had the soup dog whistle, as Butcher put it. So Ashley did that. Took credit for it. Ultimately ended up getting impeached, which is funny. So like all of that power she tried so hard to, you know, climb and cling to, it was all for nothing. She just got canned. Which I think is good for her, you know. We know she wanted that power so bad, but I think her not being in that world anymore is probably what's best for her. As it is for most people. Yeah, they storm the White House. Ashley lets them in. Oh, Father tries to go after Butcher and Kimiko because he knows that they're the biggest threats. Huey baits him by mimicking Butcher's accent. That was kind of funny. Huey kind of came in clutch this episode, I can't lie, with identifying that little thingy on the roof. I think it was like a fire extinguisher. I actually don't know exactly what that little piece of tech was, but Huey knew, and he used it. It was cool seeing him use his tech identification. But yeah, he almost killed. Excuse me. Oh, Father almost kills Huey. Starts yelling at him. MM gets the gift Ashley gave him and blows his head up. That was so insane. I didn't think that's how he would go out, but that's fine. I really didn't care for Oh Father's character the entire season. Like, if he was there from, you know, if he was introduced in an earlier season, like, it would make sense for him to have such a heavy presence, but as far as I know, he's only been introduced in Season 5. So it was kind of annoying. I don't even know if annoying is the right word, but it just felt very shoehorned. It annoyed me personally that this guy who is just here now is so pivotal to the plan, and Homelander trusts him, and this and that and the other, and it's like, okay, very, very short. But Yeah, he gets zeroed. Kimiko and Butcher make it to the office, the Oval Office. Find Homelander. They start to brawl. Homelander tries to escape when he realizes Kimiko can use the blast.
Do you actually think you can?
And then our GOAT, Ryan. I was actually super happy when I saw Ryan appear on screen. I honestly didn't think that they would do anything with him. I was kind of afraid that he would just be sidelined the same way they did Soldier Boy, but no, Ryan came in clutch in there. It was good to see him and just how pivotal he was in that fight. Yeah, Ryan went in there, got up to some good activity. Eventually, Kimiko fired the blast. I think she hit...
7 minutes is all I can.
She hit Ryan, she hit Butcher, and she hit Homelander. So all three of them got, like, BB'd. Which I guess it is fine, you know. It's not like she had super crazy precision or accuracy with that ability since she's never used it other than the one time with Sage. Her arc pretty much got concluded with Frenchie, the little vision of Frenchie. She's like, Mon quoi, it's not your rage that defines you, or something like that. Like, it's not what gives you strength. And I thought that was pretty neat. I thought that was a little, I thought it was kind of sweet. I also did like the fact that we got to see her a little, like, angry. Like, at the start of the episode, she was just kind of out of it. Annie tried to, like, tap her shoulder. And she reacted almost, like, with hostility.
I expect it.
But yeah, I'm glad they didn't, like, play too much on that. They just kind of got to the point. Ryan pulled up. They depowered Homelander, which is cool, but he had Compound V and V1 in his blood, so it's weird to me that he was able to get completely depowered. Like, Kimiko ended up hitting him with that blast, and it took both levels of his power away. Which is weird. I thought... personally, my expectation was that they would hit him with the blast, he'd lose the V1, but he'd still have the regular Compound V, which, I mean, I guess wouldn't make sense, but at the same time, I don't know. I thought that there would be like a two-pronged need for depowering Homelander. Like, the Kimiko blast would be part 1, get rid of the V1. And then maybe they'd use the virus to get him, but that's not how it played out. Yeah, Ryan pulled up. Again, I was super happy with that. I thought they canned him. I thought Brock got sidelined, but he didn't. Luckily, they still did something with him. Obviously, Homelander died. I thought it was cool. I thought it was fine. There are a bunch of geeks out there, a bunch of weirdos who are like, oh, I want Homelander to win, but, I mean, I don't really think that was ever in the cards. But yeah, he died. Very pathetic little death. Butcher murked him. I really do like the fact that, the way that they wrote him, just how like, pathetic he was. This fellow is interesting. Alright, okay. I'm gonna just leave, bro. I'm gonna just head out. They got it. I'm on that though. I'm not dealing with this. But yeah, Homelander depowered, tried to use his powers to get away. It's very reminiscent of what A-Train said. He was like, yeah, you're nothing without those powers. I'm so glad that we got to see just how, like, pathetic of a little worm he was. I mean, it's almost, like, comical, like, to an extreme degree. But, I mean, it's true. It really is. I think for the first time in his life, he felt fear. I think that was a very fitting way for him to go out. Obviously, after all that was said and done, there's still like 20-30 minutes left of the episode, I think. You know, the boys kind of like recoup. They all meet back at some place. I actually don't know whose house that was, but they met there. Yeah, they're all having a good time. Butcher goes to like see Terror. Terror passes away. That sucked. I didn't like that. It was kind of foreshadowed. I'm pretty sure this was the intention. I think it was the first couple of episodes. They had shown every character's like different perspective in like a very stylized, like transitional way. Like they'd pop up with the character's name and then go through with, you know, their perspective for a while. And the order in which all of those occurred, those characters in that same sequence died later on. Like Firecracker, you know, so on and so forth. Eventually they got to Terra's perspective. So I think that was pretty like set up foreshadowing, which was kind of neat, I guess, in terms of just writing. Seeing that little level of foreshadowing was cool. I mean, Terra dying was not nice. Butcher definitely kind of lost his last bit of hope. And with that, he grabbed the virus. He was going to release it at Vought Tower. You know, he headed out. Huey caught up to him. They had their little altercation. Huey killed Butcher. Butcher bled out, died. Yeah, that was kind of anticlimactic. Yeah, it's bittersweet. I'm kind of happy with how Butcher died, but at the same time, I feel like he's the kind of guy that should have went out like in a more flashy way. But again, the way he went out with, like, I'm gonna, you know, pour the virus in the water system. All the soups are gonna die. Huey killing him, reminiscent of the comics. You know, if you guys have seen the comics, that was, not seen, but have read the comics, that's how Butcher dies in the comics. He is killed by Huey. So I think they kind of paid homage to that with the way that ended. But yeah, very bittersweet. After that, you know, Stan Edgar takes back over Vought. You know, we see all that happen. Get a little bit of a flash forward. Everyone's arcs are pretty much concluded. We see Kimiko go to France. He ends up back with his family. I think he adopted Ryan. Because Ryan was at his wedding. Or, I actually don't know if it was the wedding. I don't know if it was like a revow thing. I thought... No. Fake fan, LARPer. Yeah, that was their wedding. I forgot that they had gotten, like, divorced. But yes, his wife, his daughter, and I think Ryan being adopted by them, that was kind of the end of his arc. Which again was nice. I think was one of those characters that was like, yeah, it'd be cool if he died, but I liked a lot, so I'm kind of glad he got his happy ending. Yeah, Huey and Annie. Annie's pregnant. We get that flash forward. Huey owns his own tech store. Annie's still fighting crime. She's pregnant. It's neat, very feel good. Little Billy Joel at the end of the, you know, playing through the credits and whatnot, through the little epilogue. But yeah, overall, I think it was good. I enjoyed it. I'm pretty easy to please though. If you had much more different expectations, I can see people being disappointed. I think there definitely was a better way to go about concluding the final season. I really think Soldier Boy should have died or had a part in the final episode, the final fight. Yeah, the finale itself, I think it was fine. Like I said, it was a little feel good for what I feel like the boys would have ended as, but again, I don't have a problem with that. Homelander died, Butcher died, everyone, you know, got their happy ending. I think those are the two big things that I wanted out of the finale, was Homelander's death or depowering, which both occurred, and then Butcher dying in some way. It felt very shoehorned, though, the way that he was just like, oh, Terra's dead, I'm gonna go release the virus. Like, I don't know how he got from that to, like, you know, from point A to point B. 'Cause it's like, it's not like a soup killed Terra. Terra was old. We established that in lore. And the actual dog did pass away, actually. I think it was recently, after they finished filming Season 5, so... Rest in peace, little man. But... yeah. I get it. That was like the last piece of humanity. You know, Ryan rejecting him too. It was like he didn't have anything to live for. That's almost why I wish, narratively, he had died fighting Homelander. Like, I would have preferred to see Kimiko blast Homelander. He loses the V1. He still has, you know, Compound V, maybe a week into Compound V. Like, he's actively losing his powers as the fight goes on. And then Butcher and Homelander end up killing each other. But I mean, Butcher also, like, the cancer subplot with him, you know, with Temp V before in season like 3 and 4. Like, he got the V fried out of him, so I'm shocked that he didn't succumb to that. Like, that was a plot point introduced in, you know, season 3, season 4, and it just kind of went nowhere. Yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of flip-flop with Butcher's character. I mean, he's my favorite character in the show, so I give him a little bit of leverage, but from, like, season 4 to season 5, what they were trying to set up with him, it just... there wasn't a lot of payoff for a lot of setup, I guess, is the best way I can put it. I would have loved to see the virus play a bigger part, but, I think it served its purpose narratively. Yeah, it was fine. It wasn't Stranger Things level bad. I think the preceding episodes, like the entirety of season 5, was pretty weak. Very poor pacing. I know Kripke had mentioned the showrunner guy who made it or whatever. We didn't make it, but you get what I mean. Showrunner Kripke, he was like, yeah, it's supposed to be 13 episodes, and I truly think that the show would have benefited from that. Additionally, this is my big gripe with the entire season, the spin-offs. They were very obviously setting the spin-offs up through season 5, and that peeved me so much. Like, you know, I'll give the finale its cake. It did good. It did what it needed to do for the most part. But the rest of the season was just so not amazing at all. It was pretty weak. Pacing was bad. We're focusing on all these things, and it's just like, Throughout half the episodes, I'm just sitting there looking at the timer like, why are we sitting here talking about this for 5 minutes? Like, there are so many other things we can be discussing, and this is not, you know, so many other things that could be focused on plot-wise and narratively, but we're sitting here doing this. Again, like a lot of Oh Father's screen time, no hate to his actor, no hate to anything like that, like, you know, he's cool, but, like, writing-wise, it's like, I don't care about Oh Father. Like, he wasn't here until, like, 20 minutes ago. Why are we, like, so heavily focused on him and his shenanigans? I don't know. But yeah, pacing not great. The first couple episodes were good. Episode 1, episode 2, they were solid. Episode 1 started off really strong, and I thought if it kept that pacing throughout the entire season, we would have been good. But no. And then another thing is the Gen V kids. A lot of setup that went nowhere. I don't know. I didn't think Marie would be the one to kill Homelander, but I thought she'd at least, like, play a part in it. Like I said, I think they really should have taken an approach with, like, making Homelander a threat. Like, he didn't feel like a threat, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, he just didn't feel intimidating. Like, obviously, whenever he's on screen, he's, you know, this incessant man-child, but you know, he's very volatile, but it doesn't equate to danger. Like, there's no, like, threat. I don't know. I think that might just be me, but it felt like even after he had the V1, there was nothing that like that felt any different. It's still just Homelander. Um, but yeah, having like a multi-phase fight. I mean, I know The Boys isn't super crazy on like action scenes, and they did a lot of cool choreography in that final fight with Homelander, Butcher, and Kimiko. Like that was some good stuff. A lot of it was practical, and I think they did good on that. I wish they had dived more into that, because whoever, choreographs the fights, they do a pretty decent job at it. You don't need to have, like, world-level events. It doesn't need to be a Dragon Ball Z level fight. But, eh. Yeah, Soldier Boy, he should have died. Them setting up Vought Rising. I'm not going to watch Vought Rising just out of spite. The Clara retcon, Stormfront, Soldier Boy being madly in love with Stormfront. I do not like that retcon. Very much shoehorned. Not good. People were talking about The Boys Mexico. I don't know if that's real. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if that's my age showing, but I don't know if The Boys Mexico is a real spinoff or if that's a meme. Obviously, we know Vought Rising is a thing. That's confirmed, real sources. But The Boys Mexico, I do not know if that's real or not. Insane if so, but yeah, the spin-offs are the worst thing to have happened to the show. I think firmly. I think them trying to like set up all these other pieces, it compromised the show so bad, and that always happens. Anytime a show is trying to set up like spin-offs or whatever, I truly do think it hinders the narrative capabilities of that story. Because it's like if you have a character with an intention that you want to use, like I'm gonna use this character later, it's like yeah, that character either has like complete immunity or they're not gonna live to their full potential within the story that they're in currently, i.e. Soldier Boy. But yeah, like I said, the finale decent, season not great. I think it could have been a lot better, and I really do like the show. So, I was disappointed to see how it played out. I don't know. Yeah, I'd say season 5's crisp, like 6.5 out of 10. Finale, I'd give it a good 7 out of 10. I don't know. It's been a ride. That's all I can say. It's been a heck of a ride with this show. Broke the mold, fell into the mold, became a caricature of what it was trying to characterize. I don't know. I'm sleep deprived. I got like 2 hours of sleep, and that was just to watch The Boys. The thing it was trying to make a caricature out of, it became that. Whole lot of spin-offs, yay! Yeah, I'm not gonna be checking those out. I watched The Boys for the boys, for Huey and Butcher, not for Vought Rising. If I wanted to watch Vought Rising, I'd watch Vought Rising. I don't. Tuning into The Boys. But, yeah, I mean...
I have prepared.
Ironically enough, it wasn't as bad as Stranger Things. I know a lot of people were worried about that, like, oh, it's gonna be really bad. It's gonna be Stranger Things level of awful. It's like, nah. It wasn't that bad. Yeah, I don't know what it is about like the finales of shows and just how people, writers and creators and whatnot, how they just I don't know, like go brain dead. yeah, like it's weird. I've never watched Game of Thrones, but that's another notorious show that had a really bad ending. Again, The Boys' ending was awful. The last season was not great. Pacing was terrible, but yeah, Stranger Things was another level. So many different forms of media. Game series, shows, stuff like that. I mean, books too. Although I don't think there's many books I've read recently that it did super poorly. I'm trying to think. Yeah, nothing comes to mind. I mean, there's like a fourth Aragon book that I've never read. I don't know if that one, or excuse me, not fourth. There's a fifth one. Big fan. Yeah, I digress. Finale's good. I think it kind of. I wouldn't say it redeems the episodes leading up to the finale, the preceding episodes, but the finale itself is fine. Like I said, we saw Kimiko get her arc. Huey and Annie, they got theirs. Victoria didn't have any part in the finale. Victoria or her dad. We didn't see anything there. I would have liked to see Butcher kill Stan Edgar. I would have liked to see him die. Just because it's like he's such a big part of perpetuating the system that is what it is. But I don't know. I would have liked to see Butcher cause a little more chaos
Your
in
days are numbered.
at Plot Tower when he got there. But it wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think of it. If you guys liked it, if you hated it, just I don't know, drop a comment. Am I stupid? Am I dumb for liking it, for enjoying it? Yes. But yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time. See you.